Stop everything you're doing right now because Brian Entin has just dropped a bombshell that is about to blow the entire Nancy Guthrie disappearance case wide open. In a jaw-dropping new development, the investigative journalist has uncovered a mysterious private Mexico property directly linked to Nancy Guthrie. And get this, it was written in Nancy's own handwriting just weeks before she vanished without a trace. This isn't some random vacation spot or family getaway. No. This is a remote, secretive property with zero connection to anything Nancy's family or friends ever knew about. An address she carefully noted down in her private papers like it was the most dangerous secret she was carrying. Insiders are saying this discovery is sending shockwaves through the entire investigation. Why was Nancy hiding this Mexico property link? What was she planning to do there? And most terrifying of all, was this remote location the final piece of the puzzle she was desperately trying to solve before someone made sure she disappeared forever? Brian Entin didn't stop there. Sources close to the investigation reveal this property could be tied to shocking financial dealings, hidden assets, and a web of betrayal that runs deeper than anyone imagined. But wait, this is just the beginning. Because what Entin found next changes everything we thought we knew about Nancy's final days. You're not ready for this? Keep watching because the twists are only getting started. Let's go back, family. Let's talk about how this entire nightmare really began. Because what you're about to hear is not just a disappearance, it's a calculated, heartbreaking betrayal wrapped in millions of dollars, family lies, and international secrets. Nancy Guthrie was the picture-perfect, successful woman. Beautiful, smart, wealthy, and living what many thought was a dream life. But behind closed doors, something was rotting. According to insiders who spoke exclusively to investigators, Nancy had started uncovering disturbing truths about the people closest to her. People she trusted with her life and her fortune. Her family circle, especially her inner circle including Annie Guthrie, had been living large off Nancy's success for years. But when Nancy decided to review her will and insurance policies, the nightmare exploded. She allegedly discovered shocking beneficiary arrangements that would have made certain family members instant millionaires the moment something happened to her. Sources say Nancy was furious, heartbroken, terrified. She reportedly told a close confidant, "They're planning my death on paper." Imagine that, sitting alone at night, realizing the people who should protect you might actually be waiting for you to disappear. That's when Nancy went full detective mode. She started making secret phone calls away from her family. She changed her beneficiary designations. She reached out to a property manager in coastal Mexico with urgent, frantic questions about a vacant property. And then came that large, unexplained financial transfer to a Mexican property services company. Money that still has investigators scratching their heads. But here's where it gets even darker. Nancy wasn't just worried about money. She was terrified for her life. She tried reaching the sheriff multiple times. She was taking handwritten notes during private calls with an unidentified contact in Mexico. And now, thanks to Brian Entin's relentless reporting, we know she wrote down a specific Mexico property address in her own handwriting, a remote location with zero connection to her known life. Brian Entin, the journalist who has been chasing this case like a bloodhound, has been peeling back layers that law enforcement either missed or chose to ignore. His previous revelations about the mysterious Mexico phone number, the property manager calls, and the halted search operation already had the internet in flames. But this new discovery, Nancy's personal handwritten link to a secret Mexican property, is on another level. Insiders claim this property could be the missing link between Nancy's domestic financial battles and whatever nightmare she had uncovered south of the border. Was it an asset hidden from her? A place someone wanted her to visit? Or a location tied to people who had everything to gain from her silence? The tension in the Guthrie family had been building for months. Close friends say Nancy had grown distant, paranoid, and hyper-focused on protecting her assets. She was making out-of-character moves, canceling plans, and digging into old documents like her life depended on it, because maybe it did. And then she vanished. No warning, no goodbye, just gone. Now, months later, Brian Entin is connecting dots that paint a terrifying picture. A woman who discovered a deadly secret about her own family, a secret that stretched all the way to a remote property in Mexico, and a woman who may have been silenced before she could expose the truth. This wasn't random. This wasn't an accident. This was inevitable. The stage was set. The players were in position. And Nancy Guthrie walked straight into a trap years in the making. But what Entin just uncovered might be the one piece of evidence strong enough to blow the entire conspiracy apart. Stick around, because the real heartbreak and betrayal is only beginning, and what happened next will leave you speechless. Brian Entin's bombshell revelation has exposed the ugly heart of this case. Nancy Guthrie wasn't just investigating a random property in Mexico. She was chasing a secret asset that her own family allegedly tried to hide from her. A remote coastal property that could be worth millions. Imagine this scene. Nancy, sitting alone in her home, heart pounding, going through old estate documents. She finds references to this mysterious Mexico property. Her hands shake as she writes down the exact address in her private notebook. She starts calling a local property manager in Mexico, desperately asking if anyone had been visiting this vacant house.
Why?
Because deep down, she knew something was terribly wrong. Insiders leak that Nancy confronted someone in her family about this property. The argument was explosive. "You thought I would never find out?" she allegedly screamed. The betrayal cut deep. This wasn't just money. This was years of lies from the people she loved most. Then came the first major twist that changes everything. Entin has now confirmed that this handwritten address is located in the exact same coastal region where authorities later planned a major search operation, a search that was mysteriously halted after one suspicious private conversation. Think about that for a second. Nancy found this location on her own. She wrote it down. She was actively investigating it. And when the official investigators finally caught up and tried to search the same area, someone powerful stepped in and shut it down. Leaked messages reportedly circulating among investigators show Nancy's growing panic in her final days. One note, allegedly from her private papers, reads, "They don't want me to see what's there." The emotional toll was devastating. Friends say Nancy was crying on calls, torn between heartbreak and rage. "How could they do this to me?" she reportedly said. The woman who gave everything to her family now realized they might have been planning her downfall all along. But here's the twist that will destroy you. This Mexico property isn't just some random vacation home. Sources close to Entin claim it may be directly tied to the same financial architecture Nancy discovered in her will and insurance papers, assets that would quietly transfer to certain family members upon her death. Nancy wasn't paranoid. She was right. And just when she was getting close to exposing the full truth, she disappeared. What exactly was waiting for her at that remote Mexico property? And who was so desperate to stop her from reaching it? The answer might be more terrifying than we ever imagined. And just when you thought this case couldn't get any more explosive, it explodes even harder. As soon as Brian Entin dropped the news about Nancy's handwritten Mexico property address, the entire investigation went into absolute chaos. Phones started ringing off the hook. Federal agents were reportedly scrambling. And inside the Guthrie family circle, total panic has set in. This isn't just one secret property anymore. Sources now reveal that Nancy had been building a complete secret file, calls, notes, money transfers, and this address, all pointing to a hidden empire of assets stretching across the border. She wasn't simply updating her will. She was preparing for war against the very people who were supposed to love her. Social media is on fire. Twitter, X, is flooded with hashtags like #JusticeForNancy and #MexicoPropertyCoverup. One viral thread by a true crime influencer read, "Nancy found the money trail in Mexico, and they made her disappear." This is bigger than anyone wants to admit. But here comes the shocking reveal that changes the entire game. Brian Entin has uncovered evidence suggesting that the remote Mexico property wasn't just linked to Nancy's estate. It may have been the final destination she was planning to visit in person. The border crossing record in her name? It wasn't a mistake or identity theft. Nancy was actually preparing to fly down there herself to confront whatever or whoever was waiting at that address. Insiders are whispering that she told one trusted contact, "I need to see it with my own eyes before it's too late." The emotional weight of this is crushing. Picture Nancy, scared, betrayed, but incredibly brave, secretly planning a trip into the unknown because her own family had turned against her. The heartbreak, the fear, the desperate courage, it's almost too much to bear. And now the escalation has reached terrifying new heights. The same search operation that was targeting this exact coastal area was suddenly called off after a mysterious late-night conversation. Who made that call? Who had the power to stop an official search connected to a missing woman? This shocking reveal has turned everything upside down. Nancy wasn't running away. She was running toward the truth. But the biggest question burning right now is this. Did someone find out about her planned trip and make sure she never reached that Mexico property alive? Hold on tight, because this storm is only getting worse. Within hours of Brian Entin's bombshell report about Nancy Guthrie's secret Mexico property, social media exploded like a nuclear bomb. Hashtag Nancy Guthrie Mexico is trending worldwide. Millions of views, hundreds of thousands of comments. True crime communities are on fire, and the public is demanding answers. Fans are split right down the middle. One side is screaming betrayal. Her own family sold her out for money. That Mexico property was the key, and they silenced her. The anger is raw and emotional. Heartbroken supporters are posting old photos of Nancy with tearful captions. She deserved better. She was fighting alone. On the other side, defenders of the family are calling it a witch hunt, claiming Entin is pushing conspiracy theories. But the backlash against them is brutal. One viral tweet read, "Nancy wrote that address in her own hand because she was scared for her life. Wake up." Celebrities and influencers are jumping in too. A major reality TV star posted, "This case keeps getting darker. If a wealthy woman like Nancy can disappear because of family greed, none of us are safe." The post has over 2 million views already. News outlets are rushing to cover the news. Headlines scream, "Handwritten Mexico address links Nancy Guthrie to hidden fortune," and "Why was the search for Nancy's property suddenly halted?" Inside the true crime industry, top podcasters and YouTubers are calling this the biggest development in months. One famous investigator said on live stream, "Entin just handed law enforcement the smoking gun." That property is the missing link between the financial motive and her disappearance. The emotional reactions are everywhere. Mothers are crying on TikTok saying they relate to Nancy's fear of betrayal. Young women are posting, "This is why you never trust family with money." The heartbreak is real and spreading fast. But the most chilling reactions are coming from people close to the case. Anonymous comments from alleged insiders claim, "There's so much more they're hiding about that Mexico property. Nancy knew too much." This public pressure is now forcing authorities to respond. The industry is watching. The world is watching. And the big question everyone is screaming is, how much longer can the truth stay buried when the whole world is demanding justice for Nancy? The reactions are getting louder, and the next twist might be the loudest one yet. But wait, just when you thought this news had reached its peak, Brian Entin drops the final twist that will leave you speechless. According to explosive new information, that mysterious remote Mexico property Nancy wrote down in her own handwriting may not just be a hidden asset. It could be the place where the entire conspiracy was being orchestrated from. Insiders now claim the property wasn't empty at all. There were alleged secret meetings happening there. Meetings involving people connected to the Guthrie family's financial web. Nancy didn't just suspect betrayal. She was closing in on hard proof. The most devastating revelation? Sources say Nancy had planned to travel to that exact address the very week she disappeared. Her border crossing record wasn't a coincidence. She was heading straight into the lion's den to confront the truth face to face. Brave, terrified, and completely alone. And then she vanished. Here's what's sending chills down everyone's spine. The same powerful figures who allegedly benefited from her estate arrangements may have known about her planned trip. The halted search operation in that exact region? It wasn't random. It was allegedly stopped right after someone with serious influence made a single phone call. Was Nancy silenced because she got too close to exposing a massive cross-border scheme? Even darker whispers are now circulating that the property holds more than just financial secrets. Some sources suggest there could be physical evidence still waiting there, evidence that might explain exactly what happened in Nancy's final hours. The heartbreak is overwhelming. A woman who trusted her family, who built a life for them, only to discover they might have traded her life for luxury. The rage, the sorrow, the sense of total betrayal, it's almost too painful to process. But here's the biggest cliffhanger of all. Brian Entin isn't done. He has hinted that new documents, new witnesses, and possibly new evidence from that Mexico property are about to surface. The investigation that was stalled may be forced back open because of public pressure and his reporting. Is the Mexico property the key to solving Nancy Guthrie's disappearance once and for all? Or will the same forces that stopped the search manage to bury the truth again? This news is far from over, family. The final answers are still hidden in the shadows of that remote Mexican address. What happens next could change everything. Stay glued, because the next update might finally bring justice or expose a scandal bigger than anyone ever imagined. Now it's your turn, family. What do you think really happened at that mysterious Mexico property Nancy wrote down with her own hand? Was her own family involved in a shocking betrayal for millions of dollars? Or is something even darker hiding in that remote coastal address? Drop your theories in the comments right now. Team Nancy, type "Justice for Nancy" below. If you believe the family knows more than they're saying, comment betrayal. And if you think that property holds the final evidence, right? Search the property. Your voice matters. The more noise we make, the harder it becomes for the truth to stay hidden. Like this video if you want justice for Nancy. Share it with everyone who loves true crime. Let's get this news trending until authorities have no choice but to act. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because Brian Entin is not stopping, and neither are we. The next update could drop any day, new documents, new leaks, maybe even movement on that Mexico property. You do not want to miss what's coming. This case has broken our hearts and filled us with rage. Nancy deserved better. She fought alone, and now we have to fight for her. Comment your biggest question for Brian Entin or the investigators. What should they look into next at that address? Thank you for watching, for caring, and for refusing to let Nancy's news disappear. Together, we can keep this investigation alive. Stay strong, stay curious, and remember, the truth always comes out. I'll see you in the next video where we go even deeper into this nightmare. Until then, what do you think happened in Mexico? Comment below.
Right now.